10 rules to make you a successful contractor coming at you. All right, so we got 10 big rules for success. The first one that I'm going to be sharing with you is control your time. So controlling your time, figuring out exactly where you're spending your time and making sure that you are in charge of it. Not firefighting, not just running around without a plan during the day. Every day I'm sitting down and I'm writing out what am I going to be doing that day. Yes, not everything may go as per plan, but you should be very intentional about planning each day and controlling your time. So blocking time for the things that matter, blocking time every week or every day to work on the business, to get really important things done, blocking time with your family, whatever you need to do. There should be time for eating properly, for exercising, for taking care of business, for managing projects if you're still doing that. But you should be blocking your time and taking control of your time and realizing that you can say no when certain things pop up and it's not in the plan and you know something's more priority or more urgent. Delay it if you can, delegate it even better, but really get a feel for how can I maximize my time every day with what I'm doing? How can I gain more control? And how can I make sure the time that I'm using is prioritized and very essential to where I want to go in the long term? Second rule for being successful as a contractor is keep demand high. You always want high demand for your services, and it may seem like a bit of a no-brainer. The problem is that a lot of contractors, whenever a new business comes in, a new client, it's always like, yes, we can get this done right away. And you push and cramp and try to jam as much production as you can out of your existing systems. And that's why you get these big, overly overwhelming times of the year. Yes, there's going to be some ups and downs, but feel free that you need to schedule projects later. And you may be worried about losing clients or, hey, if I can't get in on this client's, new home build or kitchen within, the next month or two, or can't start working on it right away, they're going to leave. They're going to go for someone else. Get that thinking out of your head. You need to position yourself. We are busy. We are in demand. We do great work. Clients wait for us to do their projects. Get in that sort of mind frame and that will come and resonate with your clients. Maybe there's a few that may fall off, but by keeping demand high, you can raise your prices because you're not worried about, facilitating all this work and then it drops off and you don't have any work. It's going to bring a lot of consistency to your business. And again, you can have higher prices. You can generally pick your clients more because you're going to raise your price a little bit. If you've got, 10 leads and you really only need 2 of them to stay busy, if you lose a couple or some fall off, it's not a big deal. You've got more leads coming in. You're never going to be in that scarcity mindset. You're always going to be in the abundance mindset because you've created a marketing system where your demand is always high and you're not growing your business to meet demand. That's a big problem and a fallacy of a lot of contractors and business owners. It's always like, we want more leads, we want more leads, we want more leads, we want more customers. And they get all these customers and it's like, oh, we got to hire more people. We got to bring more demand. And there's always this like teeter-totter effect of like more business and more demand. And it's never intentional. And that's why you have these big up and downs and things just kind of fall apart. So you want to limit demand, limit your production, but be highly profitable and then have a huge marketing engine that's bringing you really good, qualified, high quality leads. And then you spread it out over whatever it takes, 6 months, 1 year. If people have to wait 3 months or 6 months to get started on their project, you are in good hands because over those 6 months, you'll have more people, more leads coming in, and you'll never be worried about, we're falling off in production. All our projects are closing up next month if I don't bring in more work. And then you start selling workload. And, I could go on and on because I'm going to rant about this bit because I've fallen into that trap so many times and I hate to see other contractors doing it. It's, don't have to meet demand for just amount of revenue because ultimately there's going to be ups and downs in your marketing. But if you've planned projects properly and you have people kind of waiting in line, it doesn't matter if the leads kind of go up and down a bit. You're always going to be having a certain amount of demand and you can charge a certain amount of price for it. So is that making sense? Can you see how that's a big rule for success? So I've got a whole bunch more coming up. You're not going to want to miss them. Each one of these is going to have an incremental effect, an exponential effect. So you want to get all of these in place. All right, moving on to point number 3, and that is plan your people. So just as I mentioned in the previous step, you want to be meeting demand. You should also be planning your people and helping your people. Your people are going to be a huge part of your success. And probably one of the most respected sort of people that I worked for, and he's a client at the time, and now he's a good friend of mine. And the way he treated people, he was a very large vice president of a huge, I would like to say, $1 billion company. I haven't actually checked the stats, but it's a massive company. Anyways, but the reason he was so successful is because of the way he treated people. When we went over, we were building this beautiful kind of garage and new boathouse for him. And the way that he treated us was it was something else. It was phenomenal. brought us in. We stayed at his cabin. He was always, helping us, take care of us. He was a straightforward kind of guy. It's not that he was just some sort of pushover, super nice and easy, but he just treated people really well, treated you with your respect, was along and just had this like team kind of spirit about him and did phenomenal. So that's what you want to instill in your people, and you want to plan your people, build it out. When you're building your success, you want to make sure that you have a good organization chart in place. Another problem with a lot of contractors who aren't very successful and have made mistakes in this regard is they haven't really built out their organization chart. So they're kind of hiring people. Oh, I need an admin. Oh, I need another carpenter. Oh, I need a project manager. But you don't really know where they fit in the structure, and you don't really know who, where the lines of communication are in your organization. So map it out, figure out where you're at, who you're going to need. There's a lot of resources, or reach out to me, drop a comment below and I can share with you. But you're going to have, an operations manager, like production side of things. You're going to have a financial manager, a marketing manager, admin manager, client, so you're going to have these different managers. And at the beginning, you are going to fill all those roles probably in your company because you may not have these people in place, but you then know these are all the hats that I'm wearing. And now I need to hire someone for that role, or I need to hire someone for those two roles possibly. But you know where people fit inside your organization, instead of hiring someone and then trying to create their role just based off like who they are, their character, what you need at the time being. So you want to be intentional with your growth and planning the people of your business. Okay, fourth rule to success is expand after systems. So with systems, you're going to get systematized, and a lot of guys think that they want to expand again because they have this demand of people built up, or of leads coming in, that they want to expand and grow. And you're probably in these shoes right now. You want to grow your business, you want to expand, you want to bring more money in and more people into your business. But now is probably not the time, because if you are already working too hard and already working 40, 50, 60 hours in your business, trying to grow your business, bring in more revenue, more clients, is just going to compound the amount of problems, the amount of issues, the amount of time that you need to spend in your business. And just hiring people and trying to plug holes, bring them into your business while you expand is just going to, again, create more problems and more issues. You should have a really clean, well-run business wherever you're at right now before you start to grow. Because if right now your business is not operating well and you're doing, let's say, 700,000 in revenue, and you want to grow to $1.5 million or 2 million in revenue, your problems, the amount of time that you're going to spend, the amount of just inefficiencies in your business is going to double or triple. As you grow your business, you're going to have more people. It's actually probably going to get worse. So you double your revenue, it's going to be double the problems for you if you have not already considered where things are at and put the proper systems in place that can scale properly. Because scaling is not easy and it can very easily fall away from you. So success rule number 4, like I said, make sure that you are not expanding and growing your business before you have proper systems in place. So is this making sense so far? Can you see how all these rules combined are just going to make your business so much better? All right, so jumping into number 5, rule for success is estimate profitably. Just as in real estate, when you buy a house is when you make the money, because you know later you can sell it for a higher price. And estimating is when you make your money in construction. Yes, obviously you need to get paid from the client and there's going to be the production side of things. But if you've estimated properly and you know your actuals, your numbers, and you have a high enough margin and you've accounted for everything that needs to go into the estimate, when you go to produce the project later, you are going to be profitable because you've included everything that you need to include. So estimating is so critically important, and you cannot be a successful contractor without having a good, accurate estimating process, because there's 2 fronts to this. Maybe you can be successful for a time being and just mark up your estimates a lot and everything's kind of worked out for you. But there's going to be a point in time when maybe things get a little bit lean, maybe new competition comes in and they're going to know their numbers finer. They're going to better understand of, what it takes to produce a project. And if you don't have a good estimating process in place and you're not estimating in a profitable way, it can very easily get out of hand because you don't really know where you're profitable in an estimate if you don't have the right system set up. And it kind of sets you up for failure, if you will, because if everything is a little bit gray and you get to an end of a job and you're not sure really if you made money or if you lost money or why you lost money or why you made money, you really are going to be in a bad place, because sooner or later there's going to be something that comes along that could possibly wipe you out. You could get to an end of project and realize, shit, I'm out, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 on this project. I just took on this massive home build for, $1.5 million new home build, and I thought this was going to be, my saving grace in my company, but you underestimated it, and now you're out, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it can just wipe you out. So being profitable with your estimating and making sure you're taking the time to ask yourself, is my estimate figured out? Is it robust? Take an extra 10, 15 minutes, review it, and really make sure that you're not getting into the contractor catch-22, issue where you're estimating projects a little bit lower to bring in business because you don't have that demand and you got stuck. So estimating properly is huge for success. Okay, so making sense so far. Give this video a big thumbs up. That leads me into my next big rule here is number 6 is one of my favorite ones is thinking long term. So get yourself elevated, figure out your 30,000 foot view. Where do you want to be in 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years? Most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 3 years. So often when we set that 1 year goal, it's like, I want to double my business this year. Great goal, you could do it. But often we try to overachieve in 1 year time. But when we think 3 years out, often we're thinking like incremental, where really 3 years, 5 years out, things go exponential. If you're growing at, even just 20% or 50% per year, over time, that 50% every year turns into 1,000%. And so really be looking at long-term thinking. This also determines kind of your level of understanding and leadership. If you're just always thinking about tomorrow, thinking about next month, thinking about making payroll, thinking about the next client that comes in, you're going to be stuck in the rat race. Even if you own your own business, you're going to be always thinking about tomorrow, always have this scarcity lack mindset of like, oh, I need more business. Oh, I need this client. Oh, this project needs to go good. And yeah, that all needs to be taken care of, but you should be setting up systems. You should be setting up processes. You should be putting pieces in place that are going to last you this month, this year, the next 5 years, next 10 years. You want to be thinking long-term. You should be putting money away for investments, having the right people in place. When you hire someone, you should be thinking, not just, oh, I need to get this person in place to quickly take care of this job. I need to bring in 5 new carpenters or whatever, because we got a whole bunch of projects right now. You should be thinking, what kind of person do I want to attract to my business? Do I want to hire right now who is going to stay in my business for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years that I know I can invest in, who is going to be a part of the company long-term? Even if they don't work out, and they leave after a year or 2 years, that's the kind of mindset you should be going into with the long-term thinking, because it's going to open new opportunities and really set you up for success when, over time, and keep you kind of getting out of that hamster wheel of being stuck in, this crazy, entrepreneurial ups and downs roller coaster. So is that making sense? Can you see how that should be part of your vision and really your lens that you're looking at all the kind of issues and problems that come in your business? This also works really well. I use this quite a bit too, where if something really bad has happened, or maybe let's say you lose a client, or things are a little bit slow, mistakes, stuff that comes up and it's just like, oh shit, this sucks. And you're feeling down, you're not feeling good. Think about it like, this is just a small blip. This is just like one of these, right? The future looks bright. The future is going to be successful. I'm just going to keep pushing and keep getting things done, keep putting systems, processes, business, people, helping people, putting good, will out there, and just keep getting things done. And I know it will turn around, things will get better. And it will help lift your spirit when you can also put in that frame of like, long-term things are good. Yes, maybe things went down. I'm having a bad month, day, year, whatever, but that's not the end all be all. And I can pick myself up. We can keep pushing, and it's just, a small blip on the radar. Okay, having fun. I've got you. Number 7 rule is stash wealth. So this is something that I remember actually I was going to buy, I think it was my second or third house, whatever it was. And at the time I had my contracting company, it's kind of started newer and what have you. And I went to my mortgage broker. We're figuring out, what kind of place I could get. I was looking for like a duplex where I could rent out the basement. And I remember the mortgage broker asked me, do you have any investments, any stocks, anything, besides just your other property that you have and some other kind of basic things like my vehicle and other, assets, but really most of them are just liabilities. And I remember thinking like, no, like who am I? Like I don't have stock investments, I'm not some big investor. Obviously that was when I was young, and things have changed a lot since then because now I'm, full on investor. But the difference of mindset and the more I've come to realize as I grow older is that no matter what's going on in your business, yes, your best investment is going to be in yourself. So you want to definitely be upping your knowledge and your skills and your experience, which you're doing now, which I applaud you for. And you're going to be investing in your business, like I was called, like the farmers, because farmers, it's like, oh, we sold some some crops. Now we're going to go buy some tractors or some new cows or whatever, right? So contractor is no different. Oh, we just got a big check from a project. Go get a new truck, go get some new tools, go get some clothes for the guys, go out for, some lunches or whatever, which is all good and well. But you want to, yes, invest in your company, but you should always be taking out profit, 5, 10, 15, whatever, 20%. As a contractor, you're probably not going to get, to those levels. But if you can, wonderful. When you love investing more than you love buying things, you will become wealthy within a short period of time. Start to love investing. And whenever you have some extra money, put it aside. Do it in a regular, sustainable way. You don't want to, take a whole bunch of money out, invest it, and then, have something happen with your finances and then have to sell investments and stuff like that. It should be long-term. I'm not going to get an investment strategy because I'm not a financial advisor, even though I've met a number of them that I would say, I'll just leave it at that, that I would go a different route. Anyways, you should be taking money out, putting in some sort of safe investments that are, again, long-term thinking. You're thinking long-term. And that way, no matter what happens to your business, no matter what happens in life, that you have this nest egg, you have something set aside that is safe, that where you've got wealth stashed that's growing. No matter, again, what's happening with the economy, it's going to continue growing and compounding over time. This is so primary to success. It's also going to give you a sense of, I'm taken care of. It's okay financially. You're going to feel, when you have like, $1,000 in your pocket or, some dollar bills in your pocket, you just got paid, you feel good, right? You're not, again, you're in this abundance mindset. You're not in the scarcity mindset where it's like, I need a new job. I need to bring in some more work. Oh, what am I going to do with payroll, or I can't, afford this or what have you. Having that money set aside, again, even if things in the business are a little bit rocky, like I'm okay. I've got investments. I've got like 6 months of expenses saved up. This is what I always suggest for new business owners, but really any business owner. And I follow the practice myself is have 6 months of your personal expenses set aside in a bank account that doesn't get touched. And that way, if something happens with your business, you can't take a paycheck and you can go at least 6 months. If you can do more, great. But even if you don't take any income or have any revenue from the business, that like profit that goes to yourself as the owner's draw, or if you're paying yourself as an employee or what have you, that you can still afford your mortgage payments, your kids' education, whatever regular monthly expenses you have, set that aside. And again, this will just really put you in a beautiful spot that money is attracted to people who know how to use it. So if things come in and it goes out and you're always struggling with money, you're going to have a very hard time attracting and growing money. If you are wise with your money, if you are employing your money, using your money to make more money and getting wise about where to invest, how to be thinking about money, how to manage your finances, how to stash and wealth build, it's going to have this exponential effect that as you get more and more knowledgeable and you set more and more money aside, you're going to grow and your wealth is just going to skyrocket. Because again, you won't notice it over 1 year, 2 years, maybe even 3 years. It's going to feel good, but you're probably not going to notice huge things. Get to year number 3, 4, 5 of steadily investing and having that compound interest and compound investment, and things will really take off for you. And you're going to get to a point where, the business is going to facilitate your growth and hopefully do amazing. But even if it doesn't, you're set for life already because of your investments. So this making sense. This is something that I cannot stress enough, that you should be taking money out of your business and investing it. All right. So point number 8, you with me here? Is this making sense? We've got a couple more to go. Kudos to you for staying on here. So number 8 is profit over revenue. And this kind of ties back to a lot of the different stuff we've been talking about, but often we have this sort of status, if you will, of like, yeah, I've got $1 million company, or my company does $2 million in revenue, or, we do 500,000 or whatever. And often the goalpost we're setting is like, you want to reach a certain amount of revenue of income into the business. But in reality, it's not what you make, it's what you keep. And profit is the real big differentiator. It's a lot easier generally to run, a $500,000 company than it is to run $1 million company. And both companies you could be making the same amount in each one. So don't always, again, it's part of that, like not always striving for demand either, but almost like capping your demand a little bit and having a bit of a smaller company that's highly profitable, because it's going to be a lot less risky. If there are mistakes in the business, you're going to be okay because you've got that profit margin in place. There's just a lot of better things just to be a profitable. Plus, when you go to scale, if you're at like 500,000 in your company and you want to scale it to 2 million, you've set your company up under a certain kind of structure where you can you have those high profit margins, whether they're 20, 30, 40, 50% profit margin, whatever they are, that you have room to grow, because as you grow the company, your profitability will probably shrink to some degree, because there's going to be certain points where you need to bring in additional overhead. So there's going to be certain points where you're going to need an admin person, you're going to need a salesperson, you're going to need project manager, operations manager, general manager, and your business is going to be maybe at, let's say, $1 million level, but really you're going to need like $1.5 million or $2 million company to be able to really properly afford having the staff that you need. But again, you can't get past that ceiling of $1 million without those people. So there's going to be these periods in your business where you are going to need to kind of bite the bullet, and your margins and your profitability are going to shrink. So that's why it's really important that you're looking at profitability over revenue and setting goals for amounts of profit and profitability in your company over just setting goals for revenue and sales in your company. So is this making sense? Can you see the difference between the two? All right, we got a few more points here. This one is staying lean. So just as we said, profitability and revenue, staying lean is you want to always be not expanding beyond your means, which we've talked about, but staying lean is what I mean, like delaying gratification and not trying to bring in a whole lot of overhead or a whole lot of expenses. Often, especially when things are good, where we think that they're going to continue to be good forever. So we end up buying, a new house or going on vacation or buying a whole bunch of stuff for the company, maybe some new equipment or a new shop or a new office space, whatever it may be. But my suggestion though, and people that I've seen being successful, is they know that just because things are good now, we need that buffer. And that doesn't mean they're going to necessarily be good in the future. We may have some dips and stuff like that. So delaying gratification, just telling yourself, can I wait 1 week? Can I wait 1 month? Can I wait 6 months to get this? So maybe you're at a point where it's like, oh, I really want to hire this certain person, or I really want to buy this new piece of equipment for the company. And maybe telling yourself, can you really afford it right now? And if sales dropped off like next week or next month, what would happen? Is it still a good idea? Again, a little bit of long-term thinking, but staying lean again will put you in that place where you're profitable and where you don't have a bunch of crippling overhead. And just as it applies to your business, it also applies to your personal life. I made this mistake. I know a lot of other contractors probably have too. And one of the first companies that I was framing for when I was getting into carpentry, this happened to them where business is doing good. You're probably dealing with larger numbers than you've ever dealt with before. As your business grows, you're getting all this money coming in, and you've been delaying gratification. You've been waiting for that payday. You've been waiting to be able to, buy that new truck, go on vacation, buy that boat, buy that new house. And it seems like a good idea at the time, but you end up spending too much. You end up financing it, and it comes to bite you in the ass later on. So just keep track and just remember that life will be a lot easier. You'll have to work less, and you will actually be happier if you can kind of stay within your means and keep your business, have some sort of limiter, and keep your business lean before you expand and grow. I've actually got 11 points, rules for success, because I'm going to give you an extra one because I like to give you that little bit extra. And if you stick around for that extra one, guarantee it's going to be worth your time and you're not going to want to miss it. Some of the best stuff for last, of course, as always. So stay green. What do I mean by stay green? Last one was stay lean. Now I'm talking about staying green. Do I mean money? Maybe. Always want to keep the money flowing. But what I mean by stay green is keep an apprentice mindset. No matter how experienced you get, no matter how knowledgeable you are, no matter how much you think that things should work this way, stay green, as in keep that learner mindset. Always be striving to learn more, learn how to do things better, how to incorporate new thoughts, new ideas, how to improve your business, and constantly be learning and improving. And just because you've done something and it's worked before and you've always done it that way, doesn't mean that there's not a better way or a different way that it could be done. So always keep that learner and apprentice mentality of, what can I learn today? A lot of the difference between the people that are good and the people that are great is like a small fraction of knowledge, a small fraction of difference. As you know, like with professional sports, the difference between the best, quarterback and one, that's maybe making, let's say that, the best quarterback making tens of millions of dollars a year, and, the kind of the sideline guy who's maybe making $1 million, or maybe even the semi-pro is generally, yes, there's a difference, obviously, but how far they can throw and amount they can run, their physical fitness, their dedication, there's really not a huge gap between what they can do, but the amount they get paid is significant, because that little bit extra, that little additional ability, that little bit better wherewithal and ability to perform makes a huge difference. This goes for surgeons. This goes for business owners. That's why some business owners make billions of dollars a year. Others don't make anything and they go broke. They're reading probably some of the same books. They have the same ideas, but there's this difference. And often it's just a few kind of key things and this ability to learn and keep expanding and keep growing. All right. So we're on number 11, rules for success as a contractor. And number 11 is ride or die. And really, this is a big mindset, and it's enjoying the journey, which I know is so cliche, but the reality is you're going to reach your goals. You're going to get to where you want to get to, and you're going to get there and you're going to move the goalpost again. If maybe let's say a year ago, your goal was to get to a $2 million revenue business. Once you get there, it's going to be awesome. You're going to enjoy it. Go and celebrate, but you got to keep riding. You got to keep enjoying life. You got to keep you don't get to an end. Yes, we reach milestones and we have these great points in our life where things are great, but you're going to look back and you're going to really see that what you accomplished along the way and the character that it built in you. And yes, there were hard times and there were good times, but that's really what's enjoyable. And that's what should be, positively pushing you through life. And, not even pushing, it should almost feel effortless when you can get in that flow and just realize kind of stoicism as far as good, bad, I'm here, I'm enjoying life. There's so much more to experience. I'm so happy where I am and I still want to push to go further, even if things are challenging, even if I'm stressed out, even if something's not going my way, I can continue to learn. I can continue to move that goalpost. I continue to accomplish. I can continue to help and serve more people. So ride or die. And I mean this, keep riding life, keep enjoying it. Just really savor the moment and realize that you make life and you make your business what you want, and you're going to get out of it what you put into it and what you want out of it. And you really just need to enjoy the journey, have a good time, and not get too down if things don't go your way.